Hello everyone, show you how to do some of the I think this is not too high but it's decent key level. So this is a 14 Darkflame Cleft. I'm going to show you how to casually doing this. Okay, so this is not a guide that showing you how to do your rotation, cooldowns, modification, or control anything that gonna bring you to top DPS. Is gonna bring you to a decent DPS and help you to kind of have an idea of how to easily go in through keys. This should be good for you to go through all the keys from 1 to 14. So far I done some 15 and it's working well, but in this video so we'll focus on 14. Okay, so this is Unholy DK and let's get started. We're just waiting here the first pull. You can see that the tank was kind of lacking over here, but so the tank was doing the pull, and on my screen over here you're gonna see my AoE stop tracker, the kick interrupt tracker, my UI stuff over here. This is my buff line over here. This is Hercules would helping me with rotation, and I highly recommend that you get Hercules if you're new to any class. I basically can play Unholy DK without Hercules right now, but it gave me so much of kind of thing that different thing I can do. So instead of kind of checking everything or what should I do next for my ability, I don't have to worry about that. I can just look around what I need to do, and we're going to talk about it later. On the lower right over here you're going to see my rotation tracker over here. It's going to go from left to right, so new ability going to appear here and then keep going. So it's moving left to right, but the ability going to appear right. The most recent use is going to be up here right here. Okay, so let's get started. So the tank is getting rid of pull over here. I get in here and I'm going to try to pull the more hard in here because this guy basically is not moving. He's going to constantly stay in one spot and basically throwing rock at anybody in range. So in this dungeon, whenever you see any more hard over here, even you are a ranger, highly that you want to stay in melee so that this guy will only target the tank. Okay, so I use my cooldown here, go with my rotation over here, and just keep going. Not a perfect rotation over here, right? I didn't apply my DZ over here, but as you can see, my damage is not bad. Okay, so again, tracking everything, see if anything that you need to interrupt or stop, and looking for anything that you may need to run away. So this guy is about to cast his AoE, and then the pushback. Okay, he's dead before I can do anything. We have a new guy in here, so this is the AoE one. You don't want to stand in there because that's going to one-shot you. The overpowering roar over here, sometimes in a very high key you will want to use some defensive, but this one, as you can see, it takes about half of my HP and my healer can keep it up, so I'm fine with that. Okay, so same thing over here. Now if you notice the cooldown I use is basically on cool whenever it's up, so don't care much about, you don't really have to worry much about optimization of the cooldown using. That you might lose about 5 to 20% of your overall damage, but better use it than not using it and you lose way more than that. Okay, so some people was really want kind of maximize the uptime, but I'm not. As you can see, when I see the area, I just run away. If I can use some of my range ability, I use it. If I cannot, well, who cares about it? Because the dead DPS do no DPS, just remember that. Okay, so I see this one, I got stuck, and then I use my speed buff to get out quickly, so the tank already all the way over there. Really fast. Okay, so in here I pull the more hard in, so that way it's not throwing. But our friend Warlock over here, he stay at range and he get targeted by those, and you will see he wanna die soon. so it's just a big pool in here, and then as you stay in range, sometimes you get targeted by these bolts, and then the throw rock and stuff, he's dead. Okay, so in the pool with the big pool like this, with the more heart, you really want to stay inside. I think he just died from one of the cats, not really the more the throw rock. Maybe the different dungeon I remember, because the range you keep staying red, and the tank pulled like 3 of them, and then they got targeted like by 3 at once, and they die. So I think the tank do a skip of it. No, he pulled this one, I think. Yeah, he pulled this pack over here. Okay. So as a DK, you have a very strong ability called a grip, and so you're just gonna like group this guy up. Okay, and then I'm gonna target in the overseer over here, and then I switch target because I think this guy hurt more. So in our 3 spec over here, we have Frostmage, we have Destro Warlock, and Unholy DK. We don't really have like too many target priority target damage, like Fire Mage or Arcane Mage have really strong single target burst, or low target burst too. So I grip him now so that I can melee that guy, and we're gonna try to kill this one. When you're approaching the first boss in Darkflame Cleft, it's gonna do some block from the ceiling, and you really wanna dodge it. Okay, so I'm still, as you can see, I'm still targeting this one. I didn't target the boss because I really wanna kill this guy before he messes up. Okay, so in this fight right here, a lot of time, as Unholy DK, when I see a lot of people gonna use the AoE because there's tons of small arrow, and they're gonna think like, oh, I need to kill these at quickly. Yeah, but if you look at my comp right here, I have like Frost Mage, I have Destro Warlock, and you can see like this is the Blizzard, and this is the Rain of Fire. We're gonna see tons of AoE already. So in this fight, you're gonna see me most purely. I'm gonna use my single target. Sometimes I use epidemic just because it show up on Achilles, and then I just do it like a memory most of stuff. Anyway, so gonna target on the boss, and you can see mostly just single target. I hot swap to the card and focusing it. Okay, my other 2 DPS also do the same thing. But again, yeah, you really wanna kind of like just F your cooldown and do whatever the mechanic showing you. So the mage wanna Warlock gonna aim that too far. I'm not gonna chase it. I'm just gonna wait because it's gonna come back anyway. Crossing the railroad in this dungeon is really dangerous, especially in high key. You're gonna die like in one shot. See that? I had to wait for that card and then slowly run over here, swap into this one and hitting it. Okay. You are very slow at a DK, but like it's worth it to switch it, even if like you only have 1 or 2 ability on it, because your damage does matter. Okay, so here I try to dodge stuff and run away. So the best thing for you in this case is when you aim by the charge, you don't want to aim to the pillar right next to you, because you might not have enough time to dodge it, but you want to kind of like second nearest one, so that gives you time to dodge it. I think I did 1 dodge in this whole fight, but also in this fight right here, you really want to go move around. You see the Warlock try to stay still and got hit by the ad. Okay, so I got chased. So instead of the boss over there, right, instead that one will come over here, so I'm waiting for the boss to charge and run away. Okay, you really want to, because some people want to try to stay next to the boss, get some extra melee, and then at the very last second they run away. But most of the time that they just get rammed by the boss and dead. Okay, so I see the card over here, run all the way over it, get my cooldown, switch to my stuff, and single target it down and F the boss. So now the boss come over, and then I start hitting it. The tank was really good at surviving, but he's not really good at helping me get more uptime on the boss. So in this one right here, you really want to move around and then let this guy get hit by the card, but also that a little bit scary for DK to passing back and forth and get hit. So I just stay next to the boss, and if I get target, I just use my defensive on my death strike over here. All right. So that's the first boss. Again, a lot of people really want more uptime and playing too risky. You do not really need that much of risky stuff in this key. Like just be you just need to do the mechanic. That's all. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the next boss area. Something wrong with my thing over here. Alright, so in here the demon hunter do a big pull, and all you need to watching for is your HP. Right, if your HP too low, help your healer with some defensive or death strike. Death strike is super strong in this type of key. As long as like the big damage do not kill you, you can basically like healing from 0 to 4. Alright, and then dodge the bonk. Those things is tough. See, those things is right there. And sometimes like, you get stuck on some invisible track, whatever, here and there. Alright, so quenching blast again. Half the HP and another one, but my healer can keep us up, so I'm not worried much about that. Right, you're gonna start pulling in more. Getting in here. And then my cooldown is up, so as you notice that I do not really hold my cooldown. The only time I hold my cooldown is I see, I like my, what is that? It's Unholy something I forgot. My big cooldown here is on, but I see that my, man, I cannot remember all the ability name. My small cooldown, Dark Transformation. If I see Dark Transformation about like 20 seconds or 15 seconds, it's about to come back, and then I had the other one, I just hold it until I have both light up again, because that's how you do way more damage. And you can see that, I'm slowly ramping up. So Unholy DK is in the nerf the Blood Beast. Now you just need to take time to ramp your DPS. So if on pull and you see other spec to like triple the damage that you have, don't worry about it, because you want to catch up at some point. Alright, and this one over here, I think it's interesting because I use some defensive in here. So we see some cast not yet stuff in here, and I seeing that, so I put my AMZ and AMS up, so that way it kind of like helping my team over here. And then we just keep hitting here. So blast in here, and the healer can keep up. So these casts over here, it hurt a little bit, and it also put a debuff on you. So you really want to interrupt as much as possible. And well, this calm appear to be very strong in this fight, in this pull over here, because we all AoE back, and we need to kill them all at once as fast as possible. But our single target is not that great. Anyway, so now we go to the boss. This boss over here, and then so I just put my cooldown on here, and then use the cooldown on cooldown basically, right? And if you have enough range target, then the boss will not target you, and you're gonna have the whole uptime. Now I'm see over here a bunch of stuff, right? So I put my AMS on so that I don't get a debuff. See that everyone get 4 stack, right? And I don't get any stack, so that a little bit helping for the healer. Is also for those tornado, you really want to aim at only one candle. You don't want to aim more than one, because like later on the boss gonna have very dangerous overlap, and you don't want too many debuff. Alright, so this is the boss gonna try to light up one candle over here. Everybody get 1 stack of the buff, and it only overlap with the dousing breath over here. Boom, see how low are these guy, right? Alright, so now we just continue with the fight, and again, whenever the cooldown coming back, I use it. I'm staying here most of the time. So usually we have around 3 to 4 stack for this boss. And then I use my MS over here so I'm helping heal a little bit. It really depends if you know that your group can distinguish a lot of candle, then you're gonna use AMS for the overlapping. But since I see that it usually fall 5 stacks somewhere, then I use it over there. And the fight continue. It's also like when you have, like when you see the tornado, and that thing is important too. We only want to blow out one candle. We don't want to blow out anything more than that. And so that you just gonna focusing on that. So here, very dangerous, and then you are dead strike right here to help my healer. Right. Now, after this one, right, I'm gonna AMS, and you're gonna. I did it twice already, but I'm gonna want to talk about it now. So put my AMS over here and ready for the. So as you put AMS, and you're not getting targeted by the tornado, right? I didn't know that until this fight was over and watching it. But anyway, if you do get targeted by the tornado, walk out. Yeah, don't try to optimizing your damage by. I want my uptime like F that, because like highly you might die if everybody's stacking on one side, right? All tornado gonna go all at once and you're gonna die. So just kind of like once you see that arrow on top of your head, just run out like I just did and make your life easier, because you want to stay alive. And as long as you can stay alive, like just 2 or 3 global, it may reduce your output by 2-3% somewhere, right? But you still have like not more than 90%. Better than you die for the whole fight and do nothing, right? So that's that. Here I dismiss my pet because I know that they're gonna do a warlock skip. If you have played any like pet class like Beast Mastery Hunter, Survival Hunter, Warlock, Demonology is you just need to dismiss your main pet. If you cannot really dismiss your pet, basically like do not try to attack right away, right? Get into the position and wait for your pet to follow you. Sometimes the pet teleport with you, sometimes they're not. And then after you hit, just recall your pet. A lot of times people forget to call their pet and they pull the pack that we try to skip and cause a wipe, and that's the key. Alright, so in this file over here, again, you really want to do the mechanic. You want to see my damage is very low eventually. See that the tank ran away. He's supposed to stay here, but he ran away. But I don't care. I need to mount the candle. Okay. This epoch, so sometimes like you cannot really trust the caster to do everything. And sometimes they really want to do, and you can see the damage really high here, because I was forced to stay out when I had my cooldown on. Anyway, so mechanic over DPS, because if you die, if you don't do the mechanic, especially on this fight, you might cause a wipe, and that way worse than you have low DPS, right? Just staying here, dodging stuff. I think the tank gonna pull the thing out. I'm gonna kick this one. Hopefully not running out too early. This time he do it right. See that? So you really have to, if you're a tank, you really have to watch your DPS. I got stunned here, so I use my Ice Power 42. Over here, it's really hard to get in there, and I don't trust people to run all the way to get that thing. So yeah, after my DPS, I just run out and do the mechanic. You really want to target thing like the statue that kind of like the outline. So in this case, you either want this or this one down here. And this one over here usually easier to get. Yeah. So this guy get it. You don't want to get one of those, because there will be time when the outline are going to be the leftover, and that's going to kill the whole group. Alright. So I put an AMZ over here so that this guy can try to get them all without too much damage on top of them. Alright, over here. Then we got target. This guy basically like, and this one doesn't matter, but he chose the very good one. That's the outliner one. Right now I get target here. I don't see anybody here, so I had to run over here, and the tank was very helpful to bring it over. I guess that he heard my word from my heart, because this is part we are not having any way of communication. So anyway, again, we try to get the outliner, and then in here, so I'm trying to get this one with my defensive over here. Yeah, with that strike. Boss almost dead. And this is the time when people was like, I don't need to do the mechanic anymore. F that shit. Yeah. You still have to do the mechanic until the boss is dead. And after we done, dismiss the pet. Because we skipping, and as I getting over here, I call in my pet and get started. This dungeon will give us like 31 minutes, and as you can see, we're just at 18 minutes over here. So in this case, the tank really go around and, like get a big pull into us. That's a really good one. Now let's say if you're a tank and you feel like these look crazy or look dangerous, like sometimes when you try to go around in the dark and then your light candle go out, or like your group just whatever not following you, or the cart run the other way. See, like this way, the tank go the other side, and our cart go this side, and we have kind of a hole right here, right? So just follow the cart. Like with 18 minutes, when we begin in this one, if you do the fast way, it's gonna take you like about 2-3 minutes. If you do the slow way, it might take you about 4 minutes, right? And that still give you around like 7 minutes for 6 to 7 minutes for the last boss. So there's no need to rush, because if you cannot kill the last boss within 6 minutes, then you're not really like you're not worth timing this key. Other key level is too hard, right? The boss had too much HP. Usually like each boss at 14 with 675 level. Overall, for the whole group, it takes around like 3 to 4 minutes. 4 minutes is a bit too much, usually 3 and 3.5 somewhere. Yeah, so if we have like 13 minutes left and only one last boss, right? Don't do something crazy, just do standard thing. If you really want to do something fancy, make sure like you know what you're doing. Like this tank over here, you know what he's doing. He's getting out, gathering stuff, and he has all of his movement ability. He get 4 stack over here, and that's very dangerous. 5th stack. See that? It's on meta right now. Coming back. And see that the card run this way. So if you expect the card running toward you, then awesome, right? But if it's not running toward you, then that's not fun. So we try to run over here. See that? The card not stopping. Sometimes it stops because of the ad just get closer. Sometimes even the ad inside the card is still keep running. So well, if you have a way to go all the way over here as a tank, then you just tell the group just follow you. Because basically like this part over here is always light up, and you don't really have to worry about the light go out. And we can fight in here. So this part right here, I'm going to speed it up a little bit, and like this is very straightforward. After this one, we're going to throw some dynamite, and nobody gonna not throwing the dynamite, right? We try to bring the boss at least 90%, because like that start HP for the boss. Even if you bring to 80%, the boss still show at 90%. But if you do not bring it to 90%, then you have to do it all the way from 100%. Anyway, so the tank wanna pull some ad into the boss. All you need to worry about is that those small ad over here. When they die, they're gonna create a small circle, and you wanna stay outside that circle. Okay, if you stay within the circle, you die basically. From a 10, that a dead, and this is a 14. Absolutely, you're gonna die. So be careful with that. Now in this one over here, you see that as we're running into the middle over here, it's getting darker, right? For whatever reason, I think that maybe the game coding and stuff like that. If you run to the side, it's not getting dark. So next time you're here, you can tell the tank, hey, tank, go to the side, not get into the middle, and you're going to see it like bright up all the time, all the way until the candle over here. Now, if you get in here and you a tank with some of the ad, then as a DPS or kind of like healer, you really want to help them to bring the candle toward the boss, right? In this one right here, the tank pull the boss and we slowly move, like toward the boss side. The reason for that is because like where the boss is standing close to him, we had like 4 different spots for candle to light up the light over here. And you don't want to run all the way from here over there, so we want to bring the candle a little bit toward the boss. And the tank is tanking over here, so he cannot really like use the candle, because once you use the candle, you cannot really use any ability, and it's very dangerous. Okay, so here this guy running out. Now one thing I want to talk about this is like I don't know if it's true or not, but what I noticed is like do not try to wait until the very last second to start running out, because you at the risk of turning your back toward the boss. I may be wrong, but what I noticed is like whenever the boss hitting people from the back, they just die like instantly, like instant death. I watched it on MBI. The same thing happened when people are facing the boss and receiving this cast. Like they're staying alive, right? But when they turn the back, it just instantly kills them. It deals like 12, 15 million damage somewhere. While facing the boss, it only hits you for maybe like 2 or 5 million somewhere. Okay, and our healer used the knife ability to stop the cast. So now somebody gonna pick it up, and it was me. So I bring it down over here, as you can see. Now, while fighting the boss, I noticed that Eternal Darkness is coming over here. Now, this ability is very dangerous. It's gonna drain down your life very quickly, and you really need someone to bring one candle while the boss is casting Eternal Darkness, right? And because of that, I run out, because nobody gonna do it, right? I have my DPS, but who care about it? Say that we need even 2 for this one, the mage to get 1, and then I get 1. Alright, so he run out, see that, trying to get out and then turn sideways and anything, you die right away. So do not try to do not try to wait until the last second. Just go out and then staying still waiting for the boss. Also, like when you get targeted by that one, you really want to go to one of the light. Just kind of like pick up the light, waiting there until the boss finishes the cast, unless you have NV or 9 elf ability, right? Or else just kind of like run out toward the light. After the boss hit it, come back and refill our light in here. Alright, and now I'm just hitting the boss in here, so we see that they're coming out and they're facing the boss, and see that it hitting way lower. The mage is just like one-shotted earlier. Okay, and also if you have any type defensive, you should use it. Don't die when your defensive is still on. Alright, hitting the boss in here. Okay, the tank getting that, and then I'm here because I see Eternal Darkness, waiting a little bit and refill the light. So if the light go to 0% as like anytime, from key, I think like 10 and up, it basically a wipe, because it put you on a 10-minute debuff that you receive 10 extra % damage and 10% reduction in haste. So try not to do anything. And as you can see, my damage is not bad, even though like I had to run out and do the mechanic. Don't worry much about your damage. You still do decent anyway. Okay, run out, and then so what he should do is, well, he had a 9 elf ability. Now, if you're a druid, then when you receive the ability, I highly recommend that you turn to your bear form, so that way you a little bit more tanky. Okay, watching eternal darkness coming. So I'm running out. Okay, pick up the light and waiting. So if you put it in too early, right, we're gonna waste some of the refuel value. So we don't want that. So it got on my top, on my healer again. I put an AMZ over there, so hopefully they're staying alive. And that's not the mage. And he knows that, you know, he used defensive this time. Okay, just keep in that the whole fight. So like, do not tell people, hey, I'm a DK, I'm very slow, so you're supposed to be the one who do mechanic. Well, it's a perk, so just think about like everybody have the same, you know, have the same responsibility. Okay, so here, see the tank were running away, right, to get that light, I pick it up. It's just like if you have to do the mechanic, do the mechanic. Because as you can see right now, so we time the key, right? And as you can see right now, my damage is almost like matching with the other DPS. It's not that low, and you know, through the key that we have to do the mechanic and stuff like that. You know what? That's great. Now, if I worry too much about my DPS, I may have about 3.5, 3.7 million somewhere, right? 100% uptime, stuff like that, and everything. But highly that we might not time the key because, like, you know, who gonna do the mechanic. Usually what I notice people doing these keys, like especially on the last boss, that they're gonna wait until the candle have like 30% and oh, nobody doing the mechanic, nobody bringing the light. I would do it, it's too late. Okay, so that's just about Darkflame Cleft 14, and hopefully with this video, you know, now you can easily time any key from 1 to 14. Alright, I will see you later.